Tom Green Live. Live from Los Angeles. Tonight's special guests, Bill Burr and Garrett Morris.
Hey everybody, you're watching. You're watching right now. I'm telling you that. You knew that already. We're live on Access TV, and I just want to say thank you to everybody out there in Kokomo, Indiana this weekend. We had a great time. I have a little clip that I shot on stage of all you amazing people in Kokomo, Indiana, who actually have been watching the show. Look at this. Hey, who's watching my show on Access TV? See? You guys are watching the show. It's cool. It was kind of exciting. We're here tonight. We have a great show. Bill Burr is here tonight, and Garrett Morris will be joining us later in the show. This is exciting. Garrett Morris will be joining us later in the show. Bill Burr is here right now. Hey, Bill, how you doing?
I'm doing good. That looked like a good spot there.
It was exciting. It was at the Laugh House in Kokomo, Indiana. We flew into Indianapolis. We drove an hour out to the Laugh House in Kokomo. I said, who's watching our show on Access TV? I didn't know if anyone was going to cheer. The whole audience cheered. It's like people are, you guys are watching the show. Thanks for watching the show and coming out. And it looks like I'm acting surprised and stuff. You know, the people are watching.
No, I obviously love comedy clubs, so that looked like a good one. Low ceilings, people packed in.
Yeah,
yeah, no, that's good for the laughs. You know, you look like you could kill in that room. You know?
It was a great club. It's a new club, and you know, it's something that I've been having a lot of fun doing, touring. I think when I really started touring again, doing stand-up comedy, was right around when we met at the Montreal Comedy Festival.
Oh yeah.
About 5 years ago, and I remember you were very encouraging, actually.
No, I loved it. I came walking in. I forget what the hell I was working, but I wanted to run over and go see you. We were playing this big place, and you had done that bit about the Facebook bit.
Yeah.
I don't want to do your whole bit, but that, you know, stop calling my effing house. I don't know if I can curse on this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you can swear here, too, by the way. Yeah, so that was exciting, and it was great to have met you there. And now things are going amazing with you, and we're going to have some fun here tonight. How's the road with you right now? Are you touring a lot right now? Are you on the road constantly?
I actually was on the road pretty much constantly for the last 2.5 years, and I just taped a special in June called I'm Sorry You Feel This, I'm Sorry You Feel That Way, and it's coming out on Netflix in December. So, but I kind of been taking some time off to live a little bit of life, get some more material, you know, live some life, screw up, make an ass of myself, have a story to tell, and all that. So I've been out here for quite a while, last couple months.
Do you find yourself hoping to have some screw-ups happen for material?
Yeah, wishing it's going to happen, but you can't make it happen. So what I do is I just keep trying to do new and like different things, and eventually I screw up, and I guess I get a story, or I say something dumb, or my wife gets mad at me, or you know.
The funniest stuff comes from the screw-ups.
Yeah.
The negative stuff is always the funniest stuff.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm a moron, so the material keeps coming. No, it does. I just, I don't know. I haven't figured myself out yet. I'm a very strange sort of like, every time I think I'm smart, I just do something so stupid, and it's usually I discover it when I'm by myself, which is one of the worst times to feel like how dumb you are. If you do something really... You know, if you do something really dumb and you're with somebody else, you can kind of just lash out at them or something like that, you know, try to get it off of you, like, well, what'd you put it there for, you know? And when you're by yourself, you just got to kind of take it on the chin. And, you know, that can be sad.
Has married life been good for a source of material?
Yeah, I'm trying not to be that guy that, like, bitches about his wife, but, you know, I sort of complain about women in general. I don't know why, because I've been trying to stop doing that. Like, my new special coming out, I barely do it. I was trying, it's like, I'm going to write an hour material where I do not trash women once, right? So I pretty much did it, because I thought my last special, not only did I do it, I thought it was overkill. And so, whatever. So I taped the special, and then I did that comedy oddball tour, and just the first 4 ideas I had were just all just trashing women. I don't know why, and I don't know why. And I was closing out one of the shows, and I'd just gone on after Amy Schumer, and, you know, she has all her fans there. She destroys. And then I just came out there like this angry old guy. Ah, you stupid bitches. Like, I didn't even know what I was saying. I was like, I was literally up there. You ever have a set like afterwards you come off and if you were either too filthy or you just said too many dumb things? I don't know about me. I just have this weird feeling this awful, like I got a headache. I just didn't feel right after it. I was kind of leaving thinking like, what the hell was I talking about? And then of course some blogger just trashed the hell out of me. You know, going, I don't know who this guy is. This guy.
But you're always writing new stuff. You always have new material.
I don't write.
You don't write?
I don't. I just do it on stage. It doesn't work for me. And I'm lazy.
You're always coming up with new ideas, though, on stage and incorporating them in. And
yeah,
what's the process? You say it on stage?
I riff.
Okay.
I riff. So recently I've been talking about this. I was on YouTube, you know, because I don't read, right? So I'm on YouTube watching videos. And I saw this woman who taught a gorilla how to do sign language. And she's having all these conversations with her, and never once did she ask the gorilla how it felt about living in a zoo. Do you want to get the fuck out of here? None of that. So that's sort of where the bit ended up going. And then all this stuff about these feelings about animals that I have versus people. I'm not a big fan of the zoo. I don't like the circus. You know, when you see the grizzly bear riding on the bicycle, all you're thinking is like, what did they have to do to that thing? I mean, it could run 35 miles an hour, and now you got on this little ass bike. Like, how bad did they slap this thing around? You know they did something horrible. You know it. So
when you say you don't write, but you must like make notes to yourself if you think of something.
Oh no, if I think of something, I just grab whatever I can write on, and I'll just write down. I'll just write gorilla, or I'll write bear/circus, and then I do that, and then I just go up. And I just tell the story.
Yeah.
So I just act like, you know, like you're just gonna go meet your friends at a bar. You just start shooting the shit with them. So it stops being like, hey, have you seen these gorillas doing sign language? Well, what you know, what's up with that?
Right.
And then all of a sudden you feel like you're trapped in your act. So then basically, if you're more going up, you have the idea, and if you just have the idea, then you don't necessarily have this bit thing that people can look at you going like, this guy's in his act right now. He's probably thinking about doing his taxes, and he's just like reciting this thing. But then after you tell the story long enough, that does happen. But then I sort of came up with these different games that I can play with each joke, so I can keep myself out of that robot mode.
Okay. Like what how would you play a game with yourself?
One of the things I learned one weekend when I first started out. And I was middling in, well, not first started out, probably 8 years in, and I middled for Dave Attell at the Tempe Improv, the old Tempe Improv, and I watched him, and he just had, you know, the greatest material I'd ever seen, but every night he was tagging the jokes, you know, as great as they were, he kept tagging the jokes, and he told me, you know, a joke's never done. I remember him telling me that, so I just sort of invented like, and inspired by him, I just started doing this thing where when I felt like I don't feel funny, I feel trapped in my act and blah, 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 whatever joke I was doing, I would just improv in it. And maybe there's a part where I acted something out, I would act it out even bigger and dumber. And even if it bombed, it just was like a bucket of water. It would be like, oh, Jesus, I just bombed on that joke in, you know, Tempe, Arizona. All of a sudden I would be in Tempe. I wouldn't be standing on stage doing my act going, right, what the hell, where am I right now? So, just shit like that.
Yeah,
you know?
That's really interesting. Okay, well, we're going to take a commercial break.
We'll
be back.
At what point did you want me to shut up?
No,
so
I was
go to commercial.
No, that was great. I love that.
We're going to commercial.
No, that was
right,
that's
cool.
awesome. We're going to take commercial. We'll be back. We'll be taking calls on Skype, and Garrett Morris will be joining us in a little bit. Stick around. We are here with Bill Burr. I am holding a copy of your new vinyl record.
That's right.
Here from live at Andrew's house. I see there's nobody in the audience in the photo. Why is that?
Everybody brings that up. It's Carnegie Hall, and they have all these crazy rules there because they're Carnegie. So they had a thing where I was not allowed to have a photographer taking pictures while I did the show. And it's like, well, I got to get a picture of me on stage. And they said, well, it was like the Maestro's Suite, which is hilarious. You're sitting there where all these great conductors were waiting to do your dick jokes at Carnegie Hall. So they had like this little like thing that the conductor like peeks out of to see if the crowd's all sitting down, whatever the hell they're doing. So like the guy took pictures up there and they were terrible, and the best ones he got were those ones. And it just all kind of fit in with the theme. It was just so much red tape, just getting the, it took forever to get the tapes from them. We couldn't take pictures during the show. And even to just say Bill Burr live at Carnegie Hall. I mean, we booked the place, we paid for it and everything. Just even that, they had to send that up, run that up the flagpole to get approved. And that it was just taking forever to have it come out. And I was just like, to hell with it. I'll just, I'll live at Andrew's house, like Andrew Carnegie, like the house that he built. So that's why it's called that. And then the reason why it's on vinyl is because I taped the special like 3 months after that. So, I mean, it was too expensive to shoot at Carnegie Hall. So I basically did that hour, recorded it 3 months later. So I didn't want to put out 2 DVDs of the same thing.
Vinyl's coming back.
Yeah, so what I wanted to have was just something that, I wanted to document that I was there, and I just wanted to put it out on something that was cool. I didn't think I'd get all this backlash, all this hipster shit. Other people, oh, what are you, a hipster? It's like, dude, I'm 46. I grew up, all the shit that they're mocking, I grew up on. I had a record player, I had a stereo, and we would listen to this stuff, and pre-MTV, you didn't even know what the band looked like, and you'd be looking on the back of the album trying to figure out who was who. So, I mean, that reminds me of my childhood,
What is the feeling going through your head when you're performing at Carnegie Hall for the first time?
Oh man, it was I got a great picture of me walking through the door, dude. It totally, it was one of the few things that completely lived up to the hype. Like when you walk out, I mean, it's Carnegie Hall, and even if you didn't know it was Carnegie Hall, if you walked out, it's one of the most beautiful, I guess, buildings, whatever you want to call it, theaters I've ever been to. And there's definitely that feeling of like, I don't belong here. And then like, oh my God, what if I bomb? what if I bomb at Carnegie Hall and like the most crispest sound you ever heard of me just eating my balls on stage? So that was definitely... But I was definitely a little worried about that.
Do you replay all those early years in your head? Like, how did I get to this place? Or is it just sort of...
It doesn't seem real. All of this stuff throughout everything that I've done doesn't seem real. I remember I'd equate it to like when I was in elementary school. When you, like, kindergarten through 2nd grade was on the bottom floor, and then when you got to 3rd grade, you went up to the top floor. And I remember when it was 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I remember looking at the 5th graders. They look so big and old, right? Oh my God, look how big those kids are. And then 4th grade, when I went to 4th grade, the 5th graders didn't seem that big anymore. And then when I was a 5th grader, I thought it was like all a sham. Like I still felt like I was this big. I was like, this is bullshit. These 3rd graders must be laughing at us. Yeah. And I think it's like this business. Like as you're standing at the bottom looking at it, it just seems like, oh my God, it's gigantic. And then you get up there and you just got to be like, this is, they must have lowered the standard or something. How the hell am I getting in on all this stuff? So,
yeah, you're being humble. That's amazing. Congratulations. We're going to take a call here from Josh in Massachusetts on Skype. Josh, you are on the air with Bill Burr.
That's amazing.
Josh, what's your question? Go ahead.
Hey, Tom, longtime fan of yours.
Thanks, man. What's your question for Bill?
Was your family, particularly your father, supportive of you pursuing a comedy career over the dentistry?
Oh, yeah. Well, for people, I worked in the dental office with my dad. Yeah, he absolutely was. In fact, I told him when we were in the little break room, I've never told this story. When I was at the dental office, I sat down and I was working my way through college. And I really wasn't pursuing dentistry. I was just handing him the stuff as he did dental work on people. And I told him that I was going to be, I told him I had signed up for this talent show and that I thought that I wanted to be a stand-up comic. And I remember he just smiled and nodded, like, because for years he always gave me shit for being a class clown and getting in trouble and everything. I think it just made sense to him. But both my parents were unbelievably supportive, especially considering their backgrounds with the education and stuff. You'd think that they'd want me to go that route, but they were really cool with me and all my siblings. Yeah. About whatever you wanted to do. So thank God they did.
So you worked as a dental assistant with your dad?
Yeah, and that's why I don't go through that because of working in the dental office, I don't go through that that thing you stand up in at the airport and it spins around you. Right. That X-ray machine that they say is not an X-ray machine, which is, I don't know, well, what is it then, right? All I know is when I used to work in a dental office, if I took a picture of your tooth, I got certified for X-rays. I had to put a lead vest over all your vitals and your crotch, and then I left the room and pressed the button.
Right.
Okay, to take a picture of one tooth. Now you want me to stand there like this and just head to toe?
Right.
Once on the way back, once on the way, way out, way back?
Yeah.
2-3 times a month. Yeah, I don't know. I hope I'm wrong about it, but the environmentalist in me hopes that I'm right.
Yeah.
Because as I watch all these people going through, I mean, I think that would be a good thing. A little bit of that, a little Ebola.
Yeah.
Right? Sure. Clear up the highways a little, as long as it isn't me or anybody that I know or love. I have those selfish thoughts.
Okay, we have another call here. Carlos in California. Carlos, you're on with Bill Burr. What's your question for Bill?
Hi, Tom. Hi, Bill. What were you doing? What would you be doing if you weren't a comedian?
I don't know. Maybe I'd be a teacher because I'd kind of be a crowd, you know, could try to make them laugh, I guess. I have no idea. Like I was terrible at a lot of things that I tried, but I was always good at making people laugh. You know, I enjoyed working in a warehouse, unloading trucks. I like doing that because I never liked having a job where I had to be someplace, like specifically, like, you know, somebody could look into the cubicle or your office and you're supposed to be at your desk. I like the freedom of being in a warehouse. I sold newspaper subscriptions over the phone. I washed windows. Anything where I could just, like, not have to somewhere, you know. My favorite part of washing windows was when you were driving between jobs. It'd be like the middle of the day, and I'd just be in the car, just driving, like, this is awesome. Everybody else is in a building right now. I don't know. It's the dumbest answer ever. That's why I'm a comic. You know, I suck at everything else.
Cool. Well, we're going to take a quick break, another commercial break, and stick around. We'll be back with Bill Burr, and Garrett Morris will be joining us. Stay tuned, everybody. And we are back with Bill Burr and taking some calls. And so how many comedy specials have you done now? Has there just been 5 of them? Or?
I got my 4th hour coming up,
Fourth
and I
hour
did
coming
a half hour for HBO and a half hour for Comedy Central way back in the day.
So it seems like the best material comes from stuff that's pissing you off, basically, right? What's pissing you off right now?
Nothing. I'm actually really happy, so I'm kind of having like writer's block right now. So I'm talking about gorillas and shit on stage.
Yeah.
No, nothing's really annoying me. I actually had somebody give me one of the greatest compliments I've ever gotten the other day. Somebody said, you know, you're the most positive comedian I ever met. And I was just like, wow, man, because I grew up with like a minus sign on my forehead, and I just grew up around a bunch, you know, that East Coast. Just sort of like the thing that makes you funny is also it's really like negative ways of like what do they call it? I don't know, what is that friggin' word? I'm too stupid to know. What's the thing? Pessimistic.
Yeah.
Pessimistic way, which is really kind of synonymous with like sort of negative thought or whatever, but or street smarts, however you want to put it. But I don't know. It was just cool to get that from somebody. My wife laughed when I told her that. She was just like, really? Just like I said, all right.
So when Rolling Stone called you the new Louis C.K.,
Yes.
How did you feel about that?
Well, I felt great. I bet Louis didn't feel well.
Yeah.
Because he's way better than I am.
No.
So that worked out good for me to get compared to somebody who was way beyond me. It's not even a fair assessment because Louis is like not only putting out stand-up specials faster than I am, he's also, while all I do is stand-up. He does stand-up, he also acts, directs, writes, edits, does the whole damn thing on one of the funniest TV shows ever on TV.
Do you know him?
Yes, I do.
Did you talk to him about that? Did you ever discuss that?
No. I was actually embarrassed when they put it out there. And then I also thought it was kind of funny because I know what they were doing. They're like, oh, another balding redhead telling jokes. We'll stick him in this drawer. Yeah. He's this guy. We would have said Carrot Top if you had better hair. We would have put you in with that one, so we'll stick you in the Louis drawer. You know how they do it. He kind of looks like that guy. He's the next that guy, everybody. Yeah. So I don't know what it meant, but I was more embarrassed. I was more embarrassed when I saw it. I mean, I was psyched to be in the magazine. I have a subscription to the magazine.
Well, certainly a very complimentary thing, though.
Oh, absolutely.
You have a new TV show that you're putting together, though, and is this exciting for you?
Yeah, it is. I'm doing it with the Always Sunny guys and the Chernin Brothers, and it's we'll see. It's just a pilot at this point, but you know, those guys really know what they're doing, and I also think that they come from their school of comedy lines up with mine, you know, and there's enough differences that it's going to make it really cool.
How was it being on Breaking Bad? Was that just amazing?
Oh, that was the sickest thing ever, because I was like, you know, a fan of that show from the pilot episode, and I think that's how I got on, because I watched it from the very first. That was such a fun scene to do.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, can I just, for the Breaking Bad nerds out there, do you know that this is the detail that went into that show? They figured out how much money basically Mr. White would have at that point in his career, how much would be in hundreds and 20s and all that, and they actually mathematically figured out how big that pile would be.
Yeah.
Like they prided themselves on shutting down the internet nerds going, the pile would actually be half the size of that. And they would be like, no, it wouldn't be, fucko. Here's all the details. And they would send it out to him, which I always thought was cool. But anyways, I was a huge fan of the show. And I bugged my agent right from the very beginning. And I think I was part of the first wave of actors going, I got to get on the show. Anything, I'll be carrying a tray of crack or meth in the background, whatever I can do, just get on the show. I love the show. So I got on in the 4th season. So I'd already watched 3 seasons, and I was totally 100%, this was my show, invested in the show, in the characters, in the whole world. So to all of a sudden get on the show was like getting sucked into your TV. And all of a sudden, there's Mr. White, you know, there's Saul Goodman. It was, yeah, I always felt like I won a radio contest whenever I got there. They're gonna be like, all right, just go stand over there, kid. Don't say anything. But I owe Vince and all the guys over there, you know, the acting career that all those movies that I got to do after that was because I finally was able to get people to see me as not just a comedian, that they show that, hey, I can act if you give me the best writers
In the
TV.
world.
I think if I just say what they say, I'm going to look pretty good. That's the thing about Breaking Bad. It was the greatest thing ever. That, like, people were like, oh, my God, you were great on that. It's like, dude, you would have been great on that. All you had to do was just say what they wrote and hit your mark. And they were going to put the music and edit it and make it awesome.
That's not that easy to do, though. We have a clip from a clip of you taking your YouTube viewers on a tour of Venice. Is this something you take people on tours of Los Angeles?
Yes. This is Santa Monica. This is the ocean. That's the Pacific Ocean. How fucking beautiful is that? Look at those homeless guys. If you're going to be homeless, this is where you do it. You know? How about every once in a while you don't buy a 40 and you save up for that transcontinental train ticket. You come out here and you become homeless. You know? You know what's funny? You know what they all look like? They all look like Nick Nolte in Down and Out in Beverly Hills. Look at him, laying on that. Looks like a fucking putting green. So we're heading down now towards Venice Beach. Whenever people think about Venice, they think about Jim Morrison. And unless you live out here, then you think about gangbangers and pit bulls. So these are all the stores that they want to get rid of. You know, because for some reason you have to have a Forever 21 everywhere you go. So these dumb fucks can buy their fucking Kardashian shoes. Hey, you just have one place where you got some funky bullshit? where some just regular guy can sell "fuck you, you fucking fuck" t-shirts?
So this is on your YouTube channel?
Yeah, I haven't done any in a second. The guy that I do them with, he lives on the East Coast, so we're trying to put some more together. But that's just something I do. I give tours of cities that I go to, and I just make up stuff. And I make fun of the people. That's a fun thing that we do. Sometimes we'll put a lapel on and I just walk around trashing people. And it's very childish and cowardly, and it's right in my wheelhouse.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, well, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with Bill Burr, and Garrett Morris will be joining us. See you in a minute. And we are back. Garrett Morris is joining us. You know him from Two Broke Girls and from being one of the original cast members of Saturday Night Live. Thanks for coming and sitting with us.
Thank you for having me. This is some crystal tasting tea. Thank you very much.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
We make pretty good tea around here, don't we?
Yes, you do. Yeah. If I'm a little bit unwired or if we're doing this, you'll understand.
Yeah, absolutely. No problem. Enjoy. Drink up.
I'm usually with the can I say cannabis sativa?
Yeah.
I have a medical card, sir.
Okay.
That's right, medical marijuana. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
You know.
Thank God for that. Yeah.
Because of my glaucoma.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes it comes on quick like that, you know. But did you know that you can get a car too? Do you have one?
I do not have a car.
Insomnia, man. You sometimes can't go to sleep, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah.
High anxiety. Sometimes you're a little nervous, right?
Oh, sure, yeah.
That will get you a card, man. Go
Yeah.
on down.
Yeah.
I'll go with you.
Okay, yeah, let's
And
do
give me another color. By the way, I want you to know I'm honored to be on the same set with this talented, hilariously funny, excuse me,
Yeah. Yeah.
I won't say the word.
White son of a bitch.
Okay, okay. I just want to know. See, if
I
a
toned
white
it down.
man-
I didn't say
if-
cracker.
I feel more comfortable with a white man cussing, okay, than with me cussing. But yes, this man is very talented. I've seen his show. I've seen it. And I was on Carnegie Hall. I was telling him myself, not as a comedian, but as a singer. With Harry Belafonte in the first 10 years, he did a couple concerts there. And also Gene Dalrymple did 2 productions of Porgy and Bess.
Well,
right.
we're honored to be here with you and to have you here. I mean, you were on the very first episode of Saturday Night Live, the first
Yes, I was.
cast. Here we are, Saturday Night Live's in its 40th year. There you are with the original cast, with Belushi and
Oh,
Chevy
my
Chase,
God.
Dan Aykroyd, Jane
Oh, my
Curtin,
God.
Gilda Radner. Yeah,
Arrest that guy.
look at that. Now,
What am I doing? And look at Danny. Danny looks like he's high on something, man. Look at that, you know. Matter of fact, so does Lorraine look a little high there.
now, did you ever imagine on that first episode that Saturday Night Live would be around for 40 years, that it would become this institution?
You know, I once, a year and a half had gone by, I began to realize it was evolving into something because at that time it was the only radically tuned comedic show. And I'm thinking that whole atmosphere would last, right? And I was talking to Gabe about the fact that I think this whole conservative energy that's been out there the last 30 years or so has affected a lot of stuff that comes from ABC, CBS, and NBC. And that is a lot of politically correct stuff now. Whereas, you know, with comedy, man, you got no sacred cows. If you're really going to be radical, you got no sacred cows. You know, you make fun of a fat guy and a thin guy, a triple guy, and a guy who's walking healthy, as long as you get some laughs, you know. But nowadays, you couldn't do All in the Family nowadays. You couldn't do SCTV. You couldn't do Ernie Kovac. You couldn't do Laugh-In, in my opinion, you know, nowadays. But,
When you were making the show at the time, did you guys know that you were coming up with something brand new?
But after a year and a half, I realized something was happening. Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know it would last 45 years. Okay, and I was proud of it because my experience before that had been a lot of extreme leftist stuff. I was with Imam Amir Baraka in the Black Ox Theater, which was raided by the police every month or so. After the 3rd raid, I said, "Bye, Imam, I'm going home." Okay. I was boycotted by Actors Equity for 2 years, me, Bill Duke, and the whole cast because of a play we did. So when I got to Saturday Night Live, my whole thing was, hey, wow, I can do what I want to do. And so I was happy, you know, that was happening. And I thought it would last a little while, but I didn't think it would last
What was the name of the play that got you blackballed?
It was called Slave Ship by Imamu. Matter of fact, the Roots, it was that in microcosm.
So what didn't they like about it?
They didn't like what we did. We were at a theater that was violating all of Equity's rules. And we asked Equity to sing a representative to hook us up. They wouldn't do it. So the cast, in the play, The Slaves Revolt, sure enough, at that point, the cast revolted. And we got up and told our audience what was we left, right? So then we went on a tour into Europe, and we came back. Actors Equity, when we went to, and this is the absolute truth. We would go to auditions, they would say, "Were you in that play?" Boom, you couldn't audition for 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. We have a call from Iowa. Tom in Iowa, you are on
Tom,
the
that
air.
wasn't funny, but I hope we're going to be funny now.
Go ahead with a question. We have
That was a
Garrett
great
Morris and
story,
Bill
though.
Burr here. What's your question, Tom?
Hey Garrett, how'd you become a cast member at SNL for the first year?
Actually, I was hired as a playwright, as a writer because of the play. Lauren saw my play and hired me as a writer. And then I had also already done a movie called Cooley High. And one day I came in, didn't know anything about it. John and Gilda and Lorraine and Jane had told Lauren, well, why do you have him bringing in, because Lauren had me bringing in black actors to be, he wanted somebody black on the Not Ready for Primetime Players, but he had me bringing them in. So they said, well, why are you doing that with him? He's got a movie he did. Lauren looks at the movie and has me audition with Gilda, thank God, because she is just absolutely, the greatest person to audition with was her, because let me explain to you. I did improvise a lot of stuff with the Black Arts Theater, but it's mostly about a lot of serious stuff, not comedy, right? So my improvisational skills went from hate Whitey to kill Whitey. All right? Whereas in Second City, man, they had a long, and Gilda was just hitting me, and I played Lauren gave us, my assignment was to be a cab driver, driving her from JFK into town, right? And she was my fare, and I cheated the hell out of her throughout the about 10 minutes of improvising. So, you know, they thought it was very funny, and that's how I got on.
Who in the cast did you hang out with the most? Did you get to know, like, off camera, Belushi? Did you guys go hang out, or?
Me, Gilda and I didn't necessarily hang out, but me and Jane and Gilda were like very good friends. But I was, now I'm not, but I was a very serious introvert who also had a cocaine problem.
Okay.
So I didn't hang out with the guys. Can I say it?
Figured we would hang out with Belushi maybe then in that case.
No, I didn't. I would go home and do nasty things with girls.
Okay. No,
Okay.
You can talk about anything you want here. Yeah,
That's what I would do, okay?
Sure.
And yeah, so I'm serious. Now I'm... But
When's the book coming out? I'm going to go right to that chapter.
I'm working on it, Bill.
I had a serious cocaine problem, and I did nasty stuff with women.
Yeah, no,
sounds like you were living the dream to me. By the time I came around, I was like, cocaine, the big lie. Stay away from this. You're going to get AIDS. Everybody's going to die.
Okay, we're going to take
your generation had so much goddamn fun.
I was pretty much, can I say it? Pretty much a whore during, okay. And I probably should have that disease, you know.
All right.
But
Okay.
Jesus
Well,
Christ,
we'll
I'm not
take a
wishing that
commercial
on you.
break.
We're going to go to a commercial on that?
We'll go to a quick commercial, and we'll be back. You know, we'll stick around. We'll be back with Garrett Morris and Bill Burr talking about Saturday Night Live and a whole lot more.
Brought it up.
Okay.
Did I bring it down?
7 to go to black. 6. Stand by to go black. And dip to black.
Welcome back. We're hanging out with Garrett Morris and Bill Burr, and
Can I talk about the fact that I have a club?
yes, absolutely. Yeah, you got a comedy club in Los Angeles.
No, it's on South Central. Not South Central, actually. It's Stocker and Crenshaw.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, a lot of black people around there, Tom, okay?
That
But
sounds
I'll
good.
be there
Yep.
to protect you, okay? And we do blues and comedy every Saturday, 8 o'clock, from like 8 until like 10:30, 11 o'clock. And Deacon Jones, who is, to me, one of the masters of the blues, and myself, we get together and sing stuff. We got a guy named George Dez, who is a young man who sings extraordinary and plays great guitar. And, you know, we'll have comedians. It's really comedy and blues.
Yeah.
But the blues is just as good as the comedy. Matter of fact, sometimes the audience says they want more than that.
Yeah. I think we have a clip of you doing some stand-up at your club here. Yeah,
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's...
When you left your house tonight, did you think you'd be hanging out on the corner of Crack and 8-Ball Street? Did you, man? Did you? Then when you said, no, I'm going to go downtown. Classy jokes. Well, yes, we are classy, but we're downtown classy. You get it? On one corner you got CEOs, right? Next corner you got homeless. And they both ask you for money. One corner you got business executives, next corner you got prostitutes. And they both trying to fuck you.
So that, you down there, you know, whenever you're not...
Yeah, well, actually not downtown anymore. We're in South Central. And I was told not to call it South Central. But anyway, it's Stocker and Crenshaw, you know. And Barbara Morrison, the blues singer, it's her place, but on Saturday it's ours, you know.
Cool.
Which also, I have a CD out on iTunes. Amazon, and the other one, the other big one called Black Creole Chronicles. It's mostly about New Orleans stuff. You know, it's a blues thing. You know?
Great. Okay, we have a caller from Ottawa, Canada. Mark, you were on the air. Mark from Ottawa, Canada. Go ahead with your question.
Hey, Mark, what's happening?
Hey, how you doing?
All right, I can't complain. I'm saying open the boat.
Open the boat.
Right, I'll make this quick. Let's throw it back 40 years and your time at the SNL and your favorite character, your favorite skit.
Oh, God, I guess, actually, I only did it one time. And I've met many people who seem to like it a lot. Some I didn't expect to like it. And I'll tell you what it is. It is really the character, Get Me a Shotgun. Lauren had, when we were really improvising, right? Lauren said, I don't know what to do with this, but it's about death row follies, guys on death row who are going to do fun. I know that's funny. John, Garrett, Bill, Jen, y'all go to your room and come with something, right? Well, what happened, sir, was I had nothing, right? But I also had an experience with Harry Belafonte when a story was told me about Art Linkletter's Truth or Consequences, right? In which Art Linkletter regularly would call people from the audience who had talent. This time he had a North Carolina old lady who had written a lot of songs. He says to her, we know you're a songwriter, come on up. She said, no, I don't want to come. Audience, he claps her up, makes her come up, right? She said, oh, no. He said, please, ladies and gentlemen, she's shy, come on. Sure enough, he says, play your favorite song. And this is what she said. Da-da, I'm gonna get me a shotgun and kill all the niggas I see. Sure enough, I swear to God, this is in the 50s, they blacked out the TV.
Yeah.
So when I'm on Saturday Night Live, I've got nothing when I go to the room. I said, what am I gonna do? Jesus Christ. I said, wait a minute. If I change nigger to whitey,
Yeah.
I got a skit. So sure enough, when I came back, as the guy on death row, I'm saying, I'm gonna get me a shotgun and shoot all the whiteys I see. Ba-da, ba-da. I'm gonna get me a shotgun and shoot all the whiteys I see. When I shoot all the whiteys I see, whitey, he won't bother me. Gonna get me a shotgun and kill all the whiteys I see. Boom.
Thank you. Thank you for your call. Yeah.
Thank you, man.
That's amazing. Now,
That's the truth.
Yeah. You actually did get robbed at gunpoint and were shot yourself, though, at one point.
In 12:45, February the 24th, 1994, I had run the marathon the year before, 1994. A young man and a lady tried to rob me. He grabbed me from behind. He didn't grab me right, because I'm 55 at the time. And I hadn't been in the dojo in like 20 years, right? I'm once first-degree black belt, but I wasn't about to challenge anybody that young. He was about 21 with a gun. Had he come in front and done like that, I'd say, man, take my clothes, take my money, go home. My wife's there, take her, take the car, all right? So he come from behind, and right away, automatic stuff happened. So I embarrassed him with what I did. Right, so I'm turning around to sidekick him, and he has a gun like that. And I said, hold on, brother. And pop, he shoots me. It goes to my arm and to my, here I had a colostomy for like 6 months. I had 10 major operations. I was, long story, in about 4 years of school, I went through a wheelchair, went through a body cast, I went through crutches. And right now, I'm still not totally together. But yeah, now I have one vertebrae missing because the bullet, if you get shot by a .357 Magnum, it will go through.
Yeah.
And as long as it doesn't hit a serious organ, you ain't got a problem. But a small bullet from a .22 will ricochet around your body, and that's what it did. It ricocheted, knocked out a couple of arteries, and lodged in my lumbar 5, and didn't go through because it had been going around and lost velocity. Yeah. But the bullet became infected, so they had to pull the lumbar 5 out. And Tom, in 1994, they were able to take a piece of my pelvic bone and make it into this gel and shot it into that hole, and in 3 months, I looked like I had a complete vertebrae.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I'm working on right now.
Miracles of modern medicine.
Miracles of modern medicine.
Yeah.
And by the way, don't see, Bill,
What?
Whenever you think death is coming, be careful what you say. Because I said OG stuff. Hey, I'm ready to go. I'm from the hood. Hey, death, where's your sting? Grave, where's your victory, right? Come on with it, right? Sure enough, 4 or 5 days later when I woke up, I said, thank you, God, for ignoring all of that bullshit.
Yeah. Oh, man, yeah, absolutely. Cheers. Okay, well, glad he did, too. That's incredible. Okay, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back for one last act with Garrett Morris and Bill Burr. Stay tuned. We'll be taking more calls right after the break. And we are back with Garrett Morris and Bill Burr, and we're having fun. Yeah,
May I say something, Tom?
Yeah.
Your name endears me because you're my grandfather, Baptist minister, had your name, Thomas Phillips, right? Yeah. And he was one of those short, round ball kind of guys, right? Yeah, and he was a whooping preacher. You know what a whooping preacher is? For God so loved the world, right? Gave it, and he also was lift tongue. So when he preached, he spat a lot, right? Matter of fact, the best preachers I knew from that time were bald, either short rounding ball, medium-sized rounding ball, or tall rounding ball, and they all spat when they spoke, right? And my grandfather spat with the best of them. If you were sitting within 3 or 4 yards of him, you got hit with some spit.
Nice.
You got filled with the Holy Spirit, you got hit with the Holy Spirit, right? And he was a great preacher, but could also have been one of Louisiana's greatest pimps. He had so many kids, Tom, till when I started dating in my teens, I had to go 3 or 4 cities over just to make sure I wasn't dating a cousin or something like that. Okay? Because Florida, Louisiana, Georgia is definitely a place where you will meet your next wife or husband at a family reunion. Let's tell the truth, okay? And I have uncles who are 30 years, really, and aunts who are 30 years and 25 years younger than me.
Wow.
You know, I did a show in Iceland, and they have an app out there for when you were in Iceland, when you meet somebody in a bar, you type in the person's name to not find out if you're related. It's how you're related. Oh. Because they've all lived there. No. People are beautiful over there. They've kept it separated.
Wow.
So if your family tree crosses too soon, it's like, we just got to be friends. And but if it's far enough back, I mean, they've been there for thousands of years, you know? I mean, if you trace it all back, we're all related, right? They're just on that. I couldn't believe it.
So like fourth cousins in school, right?
Yeah, so you meet somebody in a bar and you're like hitting on them and stuff, and it gets to a point, I guess, you're like, all right, before this goes any further, before the feelings develop, let's check it out. We can't do this. We can't do this. All right, sorry about that. Gross.
What's that app called again?
I don't want to fuck my cousin. I don't know what it's called. However you say that in Icelandic. But they have the system down because
How much fun are you having on Two Broke Girls? Is that just a great time?
Great, man. Hey, tell you, man, these two, first place, I'm saying it, I hope you understand, Kat and Beth, two of the finest ladies on the TV, but they are really great to work with, man. They're true professionals. You know, like I'm known for getting to work early. Beth is there, waiting for me, saying, what took you so long? I'm usually getting there. I get to work usually 30 minutes ahead of time instead of 45. She's usually there. Oh, where have you been? That's Beth, Kat, but Jonathan, Matthew, and Jennifer is just moment-to-moment funny, man. It's a great cast. You know?
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
I like doing it.
Very cool. Let's take a call from Tiffin in Indiana. Hey, Tiffin, how are you?
Hi, Tiffin.
Hey, good.
Go ahead with your question.
Okay, this is for both of you guys. So what is your great career achievements?
All right,
your greatest career achievement for both of you.
All right, mine happened at the top of this show when they did the classic News for the Deaf, and he said my name. Garrett said my name during the middle of it. I'm not even joking. That's that's one of those moments sucked into a TV.
Do you have a moment that you remember that you replay over and over, Garrett, that you just...
Actually, there's several moments. I talk about the slave ship thing. That cast was just, we were so into that thing. I remember there's a very organic kind of a thing where, and also I did a thing about Melvin Van Peebles called Ain't Supposed to Die a Natural Death. That was great. Really, the time when Saturday Night Live was cool, but you know what's really been my greatest, most satisfying? To finally get to where I am in a position where I can actually, my club is now being dealt with very seriously by, I'm gonna go through all of it, by some people at Warner Brothers. You know, for me, as a producer, that's really, I've done a lot, and I'm grateful for my career. I'm grateful for everything, but really, I can't tell you how I feel about that.
Yeah.
You know, because you know how you know you're good, and so, but I didn't know whether I could do it, and I'm really happy now that I'm coming to a place where
Bill and I are going to have to come down and party at the club with you some night
Please
soon.
come on, come on.
Oh, I'm
man.
definitely coming down to do
All
some
right,
time.
all right.
Without a doubt.
Let's see if we have time for one last call. Kennedy in California. Go ahead. You are on the air. What's your question?
In California.
Hey guys, how's it going?
What's happening, bro?
Hey, Tom. First off, man, I hope Jimmy's still off the hook.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
This is for Garrett. Did you ever forget your lines on SNL, and how did you recover from that?
Did I ever forget my lines?
Yes. Did you ever forget your lines on SNL, and how did you recover from forgetting them?
That's not something I've done. I found, though, that a lot of times working with cue cards fucked me up. You know, and they made you use them, right? And I have a natural tendency to remember almost. I like to just remember almost, so that it gives me that energy of, I find if I remember things perfectly, I lose a certain automatic thing about my acting, right? So because of that, once or twice I found that the cue cards, I had to relate to them, and I just hated that. So I started just remembering the lines perfectly, which I don't really like to do. But no, I don't think I remember ever really forgetting the lines. I do remember that one time your boy John forgot some lines and said the full letter word. Said the full letter word.
Yeah,
Did I
sure.
say it? Remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
He said the S word.
Yeah.
And it didn't get past the 7 seconds.
Is that 30 seconds left in the show, by the way? Geez, we have 30 seconds left in the show. The show is over, essentially.
Whoa!
So I just want to say thank you so much for being here.
I want to say thank you, man. Thank you very much.
True honor and a pleasure to have you here. Garrett Morris, Bill Burr, thank you.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Another
man.
great episode. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next week. Go see Bill on the road. See you later.